Welcome back to my views and news. Firstly, Amhara region of Ethiopia, where two police officers have been shot dead in a confrontation with Amhara Special Force members. Ethiopian government has disbanded the regional special forces. Disarmament is underway. Resistance is being seen in the Amhara region. Secondly, Tigray, where a delegation from Oromia arrived in Tigray. Oromo tribal elders and religious elders arrived in Makale today. Abune Sawiros is part of the delegation. Why was he sent? Was he sent by Oromia regional government or by Ethiopian Orthodox Church? Because he is the one who led a sort of revolt against Orthodox Church a few weeks ago. Abune Sawiros led faction tried to establish a separate synod in Oromia. Effort did not succeed. Why is he in Tigray? Secondly, more than 2,000 have entered Ethiopia so far after the start of Sudanese civil war. Firstly, viewers, special forces, regional special forces have been disbanded in Ethiopia. Ethiopian government, Ethiopian National Defense Force, more than a week ago made this announcement. And before that, we saw start of an operation in the Amhara region of Ethiopia. Special force members were told to report at their stations and to hand over their weapons. Special force members resisted. Thousands fled. They tried to organize themselves. We saw start of demonstrations in the Amhara region. For around a week, we saw demonstrations in Wallo, Gojam, Gondar. In several cities, there was confrontation between security forces and protesters, between farmer members and Ethiopian National Defense Force. Several were killed in those confrontations. Then we saw relative calm before Easter and Eid. And we saw that Amhara regional government involved Prosperity Party officials. An effort was made to convince Amhara Special Force members to hand over weapons and to return to their camps. It seems that Amhara Special Force members are still at large. All of them have not reported at the camps. Today, an incident was reported in which two police officers were killed in the Amhara region. The incident happened in Kolladaba, which is in central Gondar. Here, two police officers tried to disarm an Amhara Special Force member. Amhara Special Force members refused to hand over weapons. They opened fire. And the two police officials were killed in this firing by Amhara Special Force members. So it means that all Special Force members have not been disarmed. Some are still at large. Some have joined a movement which is... I reported 2 days ago that there was mobilization, regrouping of armed Amhara fighters on Amhara Benishangal Gumaz border. From Gajam, from Wallo, from Gondar, thousands are trying to regroup. Gondar is again the center of this resistance. This incident happened in central Gondar. Though Ethiopian National Defense was trying to control the situation, but the incident indicates that all is not under control in the Amhara region. Still, Amhara Special Force members are, some of them are with their weapons. They have not handed over weapons. Government has not shared details. How many have returned to camps? How many are still missing? Secondly, was Tigray, where two developments happened today. Firstly, Mike Hammer, U.S. Special Envoy to the Horn of Africa, and Tracy and Jacobson, U.S. Shocked Affairs in Ethiopia, arrived in Mekelle, Tigray, warmly welcomed by Tigray. They were seen with Getachew. Getachew spoke after meeting with Mike Hammer and Tracy and Jacobson. He said that he appreciated US's principal stance on issues like accountability, justice, like commitment to the implementation of Pretoria deal, and the two sides discussed reconstruction, which is ongoing in Tigray. It's a key visit, viewers, because US played a key role. We must not forget that it was mainly US which convinced TPLF to sign the Pretoria deal. US backed the deal. US is still backing the implementation of the deal in terms of supporting TPLF, in terms of financial support for implementation of the Pretoria deal. Secondly, a top Oromo delegation, top means elders were there, religious leaders too, arrived in Mekelle today. Oromo Abagadas, tribal elders, and an archbishop from Oromia were members of this delegation, warmly welcomed. Again, an indication of growing Tigray Oromo ties, which some say is an alliance, a new alliance in Ethiopia. Tigray Oromo alliance of political elite against Amhara political elite. The delegation has one interesting member. He is Abune Sawiros. Abune Sawiros tried to lead a rebellion against Orthodox Church of Ethiopia more than 2 months ago, when he and two other archbishops made appointment of 26 bishops to Oromia, to other parts of Ethiopia. The appointment was rejected by the main church. The main church revoked titles of 3 archbishops, and the main church accused the government of backing the supplanter Orthodox faction. Government and the church came to a collision, but government stepped back. Government then convinced Abune Sawiros and 2 others to reconcile with the main church, and the main church has managed to keep itself united. But division is still there between the main church and Tigray Orthodox Church. So Abune Sawiros was in Mekelle today. Who sent him to Mekelle? Orthodox Church of Ethiopia or Oromia regional government? If Orthodox Church of Ethiopia sent him to Tigray, it means Orthodox Church wants him to convince Tigray archbishops to rejoin main Orthodox Church. If he was sent by Oromia regional government, then the Oromia government might have other plans. I think the split between Tigray archbishops and the main church led by Abune Sawiros, it wouldn't be a matter of concern for Oromia regional government. That is what I can say. I wouldn't be saying that Oromia government wants this split to continue, though there could be some elements. So let's see what Abune Sawiros does in Tigray. Will he try to convince Tigray archbishops to join the main church? We'll try to find out details and then update in coming videos. Last videos, after the start of Sudanese civil war, we're seeing influx of refugees in neighboring countries. We're trying to enter Egypt and now Ethiopia too. More than 2,000 have entered Ethiopia so far today. It was confirmed by some Ethiopian authorities, people of different nationalities are entering Ethiopia from Sudan, uh, and thousands are on Sudan-Egypt border trying to enter Egypt. Now, we are seeing a rush for evacuation of diplomats and foreign nationals from Sudan. Asian countries, European countries, US, Middle Eastern countries, they are trying to evacuate their diplomats and nationals from Sudan. Have you seen any statement from Ethiopia or Eritrea? Where are Ethiopian, Eritrean diplomats and nationals? Is Eritrea trying to evacuate their people from Sudan? Do they care for their people who live in Sudan? There are tens of thousands of Ethiopian and Eritrean refugees in Sudan. Are they safe? What is their next destination? Where will they go? There are thousands of other Ethiopian Eritreans too in Sudan. Where are they? Have you seen any evacuation operation from Ethiopia and Eritrea to safely evacuate the diplomats in Sudan? I have not seen that so far. Ethiopia is happy that it is providing a base to US helicopters for evacuation of US diplomats from Sudan. Where are Ethiopian diplomats? Have they been evacuated or not? What about Eritrean diplomats? Where are they? No one knows. And not just Ethiopia, Eritrea. Other African countries are largely silent. I have seen statement from Kenya. Kenya was planning to evacuate its citizens, its diplomats from Sudan. Other African countries, most of them are silent. Maybe they don't care what is happening in Sudan in terms of protection of their nationals in Sudan. Thank you for watching.